Hi everyone, this is Rajendra Prasad. People call me RP sir, and all of you know from my Academy, Gate Forum, and lead other institutes. Now I am with An Academy. These are the subjects I will be taking mainly for civil, and this is the subject. It is common for all branches, right? Engineering, design, and drawing is common for all branches of engineering when it comes to ESC examination, and these first subjects are which one? These are only for civil. Whenever you are subscribing for the plus courses, don't forget to use my code RPCivil. Then only you will be getting 10% discount. And if you send the screenshot of that one that you are using my code RPCivil, then I'll be providing you additional benefits also. Now coming to the courses which I have started here, the complete course on transportation engineering which was already completed, and presently these are the two courses running, right? Which one? Complete course on structure analysis and complete course on which one? Airport engineering, right? Please be hurry in subscription because you need to have sufficient time for revision or not before the examination. Now physical classes may not be commenced due to this COVID-19 situation, so the only option and the better option is what? And the better option is what? Online, right? Whenever it comes to online, the Unacademy is the best option, right? But don't forget to use this code RPCivil when you are joining Unacademy plus subscription. And now coming to the topic, present topic, how to identify zero force members in a truss. Now observe this. What are the different advantages of zero force members? Why we need to identify zero force members? First of all, first one is truss analysis is greatly simplified. Analysis of truss will be simplified, right? Analysis is truss is what? Simplified. When it will be simplified, first, if any person is able to determine those members which support no loading, members which are not supporting loading means what? Zero force members. If you are identifying zero force members, automatically what will happen? Number of member forces will be decreasing which are to be calculated. Your analysis calculation will become lesser or not? Yes, calculation time will become lesser, calculations are further simplified. That is the first advantage. Second one, even though we are having zero force in those members, why we need to keep those members? If you just observe an example here, this is your truss, let us say, and you are having the loading like this. When you are having loading like this, what is the force in this member? This vertical member? Zero, central vertical member. Suppose if you are removing this central vertical member because that is carrying zero force under the given loading condition, if you are keeping it as it is, what will happen? The stable conditions of the truss are maintained. Suppose if you are removing this zero force member, what will happen? Can you expect stability? Is it possible to expect stability for this structure? No. So what is the second advantage you can say? The zero force members are used to increase the stability of the truss during construction, and also what they will do? They will provide support. They will provide additional support if the applied loading is changed. Do you give guarantee that always loading is like that only? No. If loading direction is changing, loading position is changing, additional forces comes into picture or not? When you are having these zero force members, they may be capable of taking these additional forces or not? Yes, obviously. These are the advantages of which one? Zero force members. One is analysis procedure will be simplified. Second one is stability for the structure practically, like that. Now there are three different criteria to identify zero force members. First one, if a joint has only two members, right? Two which type of members? Non-collinear members. What is the meaning of non-collinear members? Collinear members means they are meeting like this, let us say. Non-collinear members means they are not in same line, right? They are not in which one? Same line. They are not in same line. Okay, what will happen there? Two members which are non-collinear like this, like this. It is not like that. Non-collinear members, let us say, and no external load or support reaction. When there is no external load or support reaction, yes, there is no external load and support reaction. What will happen then? Then those two members are zero force members. Then those two members are which one? Zero force members. So there is nothing to balance by this member. There is nothing to be balanced by this member. So what is the force they will balance? Zero force only they will balance, obviously or not? Yes. Like that. If you observe for this truss also, at a joint D, if you observe, DE member and DC member both are non-collinear members. Both are non-collinear members. These are meeting at this joint D, non-collinear members, no external load, no support reaction. There is nothing to balance by these members. So force in these two members DE and DC will be 0. Like that, if you consider this joint A also, what will happen? Two members AF and AB are non-collinear members only, and there is no external load or no support reactions to balance. There is nothing to balance means what are the forces they will be taking at the joint A? 0 forces they will be taking, right? Like that. So when you are removing these 0 force members, only for analysis you have to remove. Practically don't remove. Why? Stability is maintained to be maintained or not. But practically don't remove. But for analysis, for simplification of analysis, you remove these 0 force members and analyze further. What will happen? Compared to this complex structure, your simplified structure is obtained or not? Yes. Right? Now analysis will become very easy. So what is the first case? To identify 0 force members? Two non-collinear members and no external load, no support reaction, forces in the two members are 0, like that. Second case, what is the second case of identifying? If three members are there here, the second case is what? Three members are meeting there. Three members form a truss joint for which two of the members are collinear, right? Two of the members are which one? Collinear, right? Two members are collinear means third member is non-collinear only or not? The name itself is telling that. The statement itself is telling that two of them are only collinear, third one is non-collinear. If you consider the joint A, AD member and AB member, AC member, three members are meeting. Among them, AD member and AB member are collinear. AC member is non-collinear, not in line with these two members. And there is no external loading and no support reaction. There is no external loading, no support reaction. Then what will happen? Third non-collinear member is a 0 force member. Right? Third non-collinear member is a 0 force member. If you just observe here, what will happen here? At this joint A, force in this member AB will be balanced by force in the member AD. Force in the member AB equal to which one? Force in the member AD. And do you have any other member or external load or support reaction to balance the force in the member AC? There is nothing to balance. When there is nothing to balance, what will happen? 0 force member it will become, like that. That is what the statement are. Three members are there. Among them two are collinear means forces in these two collinear members are same. Third one is non-collinear means force in the third member is 0. Non-collinear member is 0. What is the condition? No external load, no support reaction. And here if you observe for this joint D, three members DE, DC and DA are meeting. Among them DE and DC are collinear. So force in the member DE will be equal to force in the member DC. Do you have any other member or external load or support reaction to balance the force in the member DE at the joint? Nothing is there. Nothing to be balanced means it is 0 force or not? Yes. Similarly at the joint C also, three members CD, CB and CA are meeting. And among them two are collinear, CD and CB are collinear. So force in the member CD will be balanced by force in the member CB. But who is there to balance the force in member CA at the joint C? Nobody is there. So therefore force in the member CA will be 0 like this. So that is a condition you can say. Second condition. Third condition. If two members form a truss joint for which the two members are non-collinear, is it not same as that of first condition? Yes, two members non-collinear members only. But there in the first condition no external loading is there. But here if you observe, and there is an external load, you have to be careful. In the first case there is no external load, two members are non-collinear but there is no external load. But here in the third case, two members are non-collinear but there is an external load or reaction is present. How it is present? At the joint parallel to one member. When that reaction is parallel to one member, then the second non-collinear or non-parallel member will be 0 force member or not? Yes. If you observe, what is the difference between first case and third case? First case, two members are meeting, non-collinear, no external load or no support reaction, forces in the two members are 0 obviously. And now two members are meeting, one support reaction or one external force is parallel to one member, force in the second member will be 0, like that. We just observe this joint B, support reaction. Since it is a roller support, vertical reaction at B only will be getting or not? Yes, vertical reaction at B only will be getting. Now, this vertical reaction at B is balanced by this force in the member BC or not? And who is there to balance force in the member BA? Nobody is there, nothing is there. So means force in this second non-collinear member will be equal to what? 0, like that. So two members meeting non-collinear. One member is which one? One member is parallel to load or reaction. Force in the member equal to load or reaction. Force in the other member will be 0, like that. I don't know. If you try to solve some questions here for the following truss, right? For the following truss, determine the number of zero force members. For the following truss, what we need to do? Determine number of zero force members. How many zero force members are present in this? If you consider this joint C, CB and CD are the two members meeting and they are collinear or non-collinear? They are non-collinear, obviously. When they are non-collinear, and there is no external load also, what will happen? There is nothing to be balanced, so force in the two members will be 0 or not? Yes, force in the two members will be 0, right? And this is first member, this is second member. This is which case? First case, na? Yes or no? And here if you consider this joint here, two members AB and AE. AB and AE are which one? Non-collinear members meeting at the joint A. Non-collinear members meeting at the joint A. No external load is present. When there is no external load present, nothing is there to balance. Force in the two members will be 0. So this is third member, this is fourth member, let us say. It is also first case only, na? Yes or no? And at this joint B, this horizontal force will be balanced by horizontal component of this inclined member. This vertical member force will be balanced by vertical component of this one. So this cannot be 0. Here also, reactions you are having are not horizontal reaction, vertical reaction, because it is a hinged or pivot support, so it cannot be 0. Like that. What is the answer? 4 number of zero force members are there. Like that. Now, if you consider for this stress, determine the number of zero force members. Determine the number of zero force members. And at this particular joint, if you observe, this right side member, left side downward member, both are non-collinear members meeting at the joint. Non-collinear members means no external load, non-collinear members, forces in these two members will become 0, obviously or not? Yes, obviously. And now, here at this is first case. This case, this joint, 3 members are meeting, among them 2 are collinear. So force in the 2 collinear members is 0, no external load. So force in the non-collinear member will be 0, like that. And do you have anything else here? Force in this horizontal member is balanced by horizontal F. Force in the vertical member is balanced by vertical F. So these are the only 3 members. Answer is D. Option D, 3 members. Now, a plane truss is shown in the figure, which is not drawn to scale. This is your figure, let us say. Which one of the following contains only zero force members in the truss, right? Which one is containing only zero force members? First, if you try to identify zero force members, at this joint G, 3 members are meeting. Second case, na? 2 members are collinear. GE and GI are collinear. GF is non-collinear. Force in this non-collinear member, third member is 0 or not? Yes, GF will be 0. And here, when you are removing this GF, at this joint F, FE, FH and FI 3 members are there, and FE and FH are 2 collinear members, and FI is which one? Non-collinear member. So force in this third non-collinear member will be 0 or not? FG and FI are 0. And here also, if you observe at this joint, yes, SP, ST, SR, 3 members are meeting, among them SP and ST are collinear, so force in the member SP equal to force in the member ST. Who is there to balance force in the member SR at this joint? Yes, nothing. So it is 0 force member SR. And when you are removing this SR, at this joint R also, RO, RT and RP are 3 members. Among them, this RO and RT are collinear members. RO and RT are which one? Collinear members. Force in these 2 members is 0. Force in this third member P are equal to 0. Like that. And at this place, do we get it 0? No, it is not 0. Here also nothing is 0 here, because this 20 kilonewton will balance this force in the member IH or not? Yes. Now if you observe, FG, what are the members? FG, FI, SR or RS, whatever it is, right? Next one is what? PR. Which option it is? FG, FI. So FG, FI will be there. FG, FI will be there. FI, FG will be there here also, right? Now, SR and PR. SR and PR if you observe. So SR and PR. So which option is correct? Option D is only correct now. This is only having all 0 force members. If you observe this HI, will it be 0? HI is not 0 no? Because this can balance force in this member IH or not. So it can't be 0. HI and IH can't be 0. This is also not 0. Like that. So this is your answer D. Now, another truss if you observe. Identify 0 force members in the following truss. Now if you consider this joint E, two members DE and DG are meeting, non-collinear, no external load. So which case it will be? First case. So forces in these two members will be 0. Now what else you can consider now here? If you consider this joint here, three members are meeting, LK, LG, LM. Among them two are collinear, LK and LM are collinear. Third member is non-collinear. There is nothing to balance, no external load, no support reaction, means force in this member is 0 or not. Which case it will be? Second case. This is first case, this is second case. Force in the member LG or GL equal to 0. Here also what will happen? Same thing will be applied. Force in the member IN will be 0 or not. Three members are meeting, among them NM and NO are collinear. NI is non-collinear. Force in the member NI equal to 0. Like that. And at this C also, CB and CD are collinear. Force in the member third member CH is 0. Like that. At this place also if you observe, two members are meeting, right? At the joint, two members are meeting, AF and AB. Among them, one member is parallel to the force or reaction. Which one it will be? Third case, na? Yes or no? It is third case, na? So this is your third case. So force in this member is balanced by, force in the member AB is balanced by this load. Who is there to balance force in the member AF at the joint A? Nothing. So force in the member AF equal to 0. Like that we are getting. So can we make force in the members 0? No. These members may not be 0. These are the 0 force members we can identify. So which members we can say? You can identify like this, right? AF, CH, DE, EJ, IN and GL, right? These are the 0 force members we can say. Now, whenever you are subscribing for the plus courses, don't forget to use this code RP Civil. Whenever you are using this code RP Civil, then only you will be getting all these benefits. All of you try to join this Engineering Guru Civil quiz. Monday to Friday we are conducting quizzes every day. When you are thinking to join online courses, the best option is Unacademy. But don't forget to use my code RP Civil. Okay. Thank you all of you. We'll meet in the next class with another session.